After 40 years in business, Party City is closing its doors, and you can blame private equity. The company suddenly let go of its 12,000 employees right before Christmas and without severance pay. Executives are blaming closures on inflation, citing increased costs and shifting consumer habits, but really, its fate came from the same Wall Street ploy that killed other retailers like Toys R Us and Payless.
Walk right into a Payless shoe store.
Private equity began sinking its fangs into Party City in 2005, when Berkshire Partners and Western Presidio acquired it. But its real downfall started in 2012, when another private equity firm, Thomas H. Lee Partners, entered the scene, acquiring a majority stake in the company. To finance the $2.69 billion deal, the private equity firm saddled Party City with significant debt. THL itself only contributed 22% of the total cost. And a year after the acquisition, Party City borrowed an additional $350 million to pay THL a dividend, essentially cashing out some of THL's investment while adding even more debt to the company. This is a classic private equity move called a leveraged buyout, and it's responsible for the downfall of many of the iconic stores we all grew up with. Basically, the PE firm acquires a company using mostly borrowed money, placing the debt on the company itself rather than the buyer. This allows the private equity firm to invest relatively little of its own capital while taking control of the business. And THL was a leveraged buyout expert. Their founder, Thomas Lee, actually pioneered and popularized the strategy in the 1970s. In Party City's case, this strategy worked at first because the company was still making good profits and could use its earnings to pay off its debt. But over the years, the debt left the company with little flexibility to compete with big competitors like Walmart, Target, and seasonal pop-up shops like Spirit Halloween. Other factors were also at play. The pandemic hit Party City hard because, well, people stopped going to parties, or shopping in person, or buying non-essential goods at all. And the pandemic also brought a global helium shortage, hurting Party City's key balloon business. By 2023, Party City was $1.8 billion in debt. By filing for bankruptcy, the company was able to cancel $1 billion of the debt and keep their 800-plus locations running, but they still owed more than $800 million. This proved too much for the company to overcome, and in December 2024, Party City abruptly announced it would be shuttering all of its stores by February 2025. So a combination of high debt, increased competition, and inability to adapt set the stage for Party City's collapse. Private equity used Party City as a way to make money, but the heavy debt they saddled the company with left it unable to ride out difficult times. The moral of the story? Private equity is a party pooper.